Hey folks, this episode is sponsored by City Traders Imperium. Now, what you might not know is CTI has the best funded account conditions up to $2 million, which is the most in the industry. Now, go check out the video I recorded with them to learn more about their incredible package where Trading Nut listeners get an exclusive deal. It includes access to their high-performance trader mastermind and funding program. What are you waiting for? Click the link in the description below or above and go check out that video. All right, folks, here we are on Trading Nut. We've got Angelo with us here from Forex League. So Angelo's about to walk us through VWAP, volume weighted profile strategy. Angelo, welcome to the show.
Yeah, no, it's great to be here. Obviously, I'm excited to walk us through, and yeah, let's just get started.
Cool. And guys, we just shot an amazing podcast. If you do want to get access to that, there's a link below this video here, and probably all the links we're going to talk about in this video as well are going to be on that page. So do be sure to check that out. Either if you're on the Trading Nut site or if you're on YouTube, go and check that link out and have a look at that podcast. Right, let's share your screen and have a look at it.
All right, guys. So I'm gonna walk you through very simple kind of how I do my analysis, just from a top-down approach, and then we're going to go over a trade idea that we actually hit on today in the market. So always, guys, up until recently, I've just been a trend trader, looking at market structure and then taking entries based on price action. I mark my monthly and weekly key levels on the higher time frames, and I really like to say that by doing that, I'm using, in a sense, quarters theory. So just evaluating, we're going to start on the weekly time frame here. Very simply, we can see that we're in a downtrend. So clearly we've broken the support level here, came to a new low, formed a support level that was inevitably broken, tested as resistance, broke this level, tested as resistance, pushed down, broke this level, and now we were testing this level as resistance. We're over on USD CAD right now. So once I get in mind what is kind of the overall sentiment, do a quick candlestick analysis. As we can see, doji is forming at the resistance level. That's when I'll start to bump down time frames, evaluate what is the trend. You know, I use the 4-hour, the daily time frame to evaluate where is the trend. As we can see here, clearly very bearish. I have this grayed out path in the background here, just showing myself what are my lower lows, what are my lower highs. I'm not trying to look at any of the noise here, guys. So there's a lot of fluctuations going on in here. I'm trying to avoid all the noise. Overall downtrend, these are the lower highs, these are the lower lows. And then from here, obviously, I'm trying to size up what is the current position, the potential of the current position that we're in. So I talked about before, I am using the market profile, or the volume profile. I am using the VWAP tool. Those are now how I'm determining my levels a little bit more. Down here, you could see I have this level drawn. So I'm going to walk through kind of how to bring this on. And I've noticed that it's extremely effective. So I am excited to kind of talk about it and to touch on it. So we're going to drop down to a lower time frame here. We're going to come down to the 4-hour first. And now we can see we've got all of these volume areas. So this is indicating where in the market volume has kicked in. This price point right here, this line is indicating like a level of control, ultimately the most aggressive point that the market reversed off of. But we're all the way on the 4-hour time frame. So I want to actually start to come down, and I'll look at mainly the 1-hour or the 30-minute time frame right here, and we'll just touch on kind of why I drew this one zone right here. What I'm looking for when I'm using this tool is I'm looking for back-to-back days in a row where this center of control and the volume overlap. So we can see in this situation, we've got an overlap here. These centers of control are very close to each other. Look at these days, you know, this is clearly an indication of not an overlap. And then if we even were to look in this area, and even up here, it's in a sense using a little bit of common sense. So we had a little bit of an overlap here and even this level. So I went ahead, I brought on this indicator, which is called the fixed range tool. And I just measured these 3 days in a row like this, and then I get this center of control. And I could either use those 3 days or I can use these 2 days. In this example, I use these two, and then I go ahead and clear some of this up. So I take this off. Now I have this fixed range tool. This is showing me ultimately where was the most volume that kicked in around this level. So we have the center of control. We have the two outer edges here. That's how I drew this box and this line. So I'm going to now take this off. Coming back from the higher time frame, what was our overall idea? Overall, we were in a downtrend, sizing this up for a potential lower high. As I started to come down to the 4-hour time frame, I noticed early in the session, we had this push down right below this level of support right here. So I'm just starting to evaluate structure, evaluating like how the candlesticks are forming, form this support level, huge bearish candle push down. That's telling me price is breaking support now, shifting into a downtrend on all the lower time frames, potentially shifting into that lower high on the daily time frame. At this point now, I'm getting down to a lower time frame, to the 30-minute, to the 1-hour time frame. I like to jump from the daily to the 1 hour, from the 4-hour to the 30-minute. So we were on the 4-hour, we just jumped down to the 30-minute. Now we can clearly see on the 30-minute.
Now, you might already know the boundaries of trading are expanding faster than ever, but what you may not know is there's still time to take advantage of these opportunities. With my sponsor, Sage Strategies, you can instantly get access to institutional grade algorithms built on the back of decades of professional fund management experience. This means their systems are robustly tested, risk managed, and rigorously informed by their team of experts. Go and check them out at sagestrategies.io or click the link in the description.
The trend at this point, looking this way, was bullish, forming highs, higher low, forming this high, higher low, forming this new high point, these higher lows. Then we had this transition, price broke support, moved into a downtrend, ultimately broke this level, which was that 4-hour bearish engulfing candle. And then from here, this is when it kind of gets interesting. So we have our call them composite zones. We have this zone here telling us this is a potential level of resistance, this is a potential level of support, this is an area where the market could come to and shift from. So what I want to do, and I was using this during the New York session today, is I actually bring on this VWAP tool, and there's a lot going on now. I've been one to never use indicators. I always wanted to just keep charts as clean as possible, but I started to realize recently the power behind this tool, and it started to occur to me very quickly. So it's kind of like, it's simple. There's two ways we look at it. Let's see if we can get my charts slowing up or freezing up a little bit. While it's loading, I'll just touch on it. There's two ways to look at it. When the VWAP is flat, you want to trade from the outside bands. So you want to take sells at the top, buys at the bottom. When the VWAP is trending, you want to take trades inside of this like cloud, inside of this blue and darkened area right here. So in this instance, and this is why it's interesting, because I've always been just a trend trader, basing it off market structure. And the VWAP is really only utilized like all the way down to the 5-minute time frame. That's really where you're going to make all your decisions, where you're going to base your trades off of. And the volume profile tool is really based on like the 30-minute, the 1-hour time frame. It is applicable to the 4-hour and above, but there's so much like condensed data that you have to get down to the 1 hour and 30 minutes to make out what it is. So I'm using those higher time frame ideas, bringing it now into the smaller picture here to help me like in the session, in the intraday, in the New York session. So in this instance right here, again, where we want to actually take these trades are when we're in a trending market. So if we can go back to here, this is when the session opened, volume extremely low. This is like the Asian session down here, volume extremely low. And then obviously once the New York session opened up, started to pick up a bit around 8 a.m. here, volume starts to kick in. And at this point, the trends, like we said in the higher time frame, extremely bearish. We had price coming back into our resistance level. And I had like 3 confirmations here. I had the break of structure on the 30-minute. I had the higher time frame, that potential lower high transitioning. And then on this time frame coming down all the way here, we had the retest of the inner workings of the VWAP. We had this bearish engulfing. I'll zoom in a little bit on this. And if you guys want to watch this trade and all of this go down and me to explain this a bit further, we did do the session live. It is posted on YouTube. So what we were looking at was we had this bearish engulfing here. And at the time, I didn't take the entry on this candle. A lot of volume kicked in and the stop loss would have been kind of wide for this style. So we waited for this pullback. We got a pullback. Again, retesting that inner band, that inner little cloud right there. Got this bearish engulfing candle. That's ultimately where we signaled for the entry. And then you're always just targeting either the outside of these bands or the next level. So the level would have been this area right here first. This would have been the target, and then this would have been the target here. So I've been using this VWAP tool more recently in trending markets. and even in flat markets. Like, it's really a game changer. And the fact that I know how to do like top-down analysis really well and evaluate what the trend is on the higher time frame, I'm able to come in and evaluate these types of opportunities. Like, there's many people that talk about, do I need to look at every time frame and everything like that? Guys, time frame correlation is one of the most important, in my opinion, aspects of trading. Understanding on every single time frame, where you're at, so that at this point I can come down to a lower time frame like this, and I can make decisions with conviction. Like we talked about in the interview earlier, it's all about making decisions with conviction. You can't take entries, exit entries. You know what I mean? You have to be very decisive. You have to make decisions very quickly. This trade played out over the course of the best entry opportunities. This was over the course of a half an hour. And then this obviously is all happening. These are 5-minute candles here. So you got to be deciding fairly quickly what's going on. So that's just like a little quick demonstration using the VWAP, bringing on the market profile or the volume profile tool on the 30-minute time frame. And again, if you guys want to see a little bit more, me go into a little bit more in depth on this trade and doing it live realistically, you can head over to our YouTube page and you can see the progression of me going down like I just did on every single time frame, and then where we triggered the entry, which we just went over. And yeah, I think it'd be pretty cool. And the tool is it's just super effective, man. Super effective.
Hey, have you ever wondered what broker I use? Well, I use these guys, Hanko Trade. Look, it was a no-brainer because I was looking for a broker with really good trading conditions and one that had no restrictions on trading my strategies. But the main reason I went with Hanko Trade was their raw ECN spread. Look, it will challenge any broker that you're trading with. If you want to find out more, check out hankotrade.com, or there is a link in the description. Angelo, thank you very much for sharing that with us today. I actually haven't seen that particular approach on the show, so guys, something really unique for you there. And do remember to check out his video that he shot where he breaks it down even further if you want a bit more information. Now, you can also check out the podcast we did before this, so it's under the video. If you're on YouTube, link under the video, go and check that out. Now, Angelo, before we wrap up, what's the best way for the guys to get hold of you?
Yeah, no, the best way to get a hold is Instagram at Forex League and at NickDarkFX. We do have a program, and I am going to be bringing new content to the program with the VWAP, with the market profile tool. And I'm not going to lie, I'm super excited about all of this new content, all of this new style of trading. Like you said, it's something that not a lot of people are using right now. And, once more people utilize this tool and become successful, I think it's going to be something that more people take advantage of.
Brilliant. Look, guys, and we have got Angelo's colleague Nick coming on the show as well. We're hoping to get him on the show, so we should see another approach slightly different from, or is it very different from this, or slightly different?
Yeah, he's a swing trader, so it's definitely going to be different, using the 4-hour time frame mainly. So definitely a different approach.
Okay, so that's coming up here on Trading Nut, guys. Do remember to hit subscribe, hit like, and do click on that little bell and click all if you want to get notified of videos like this in the future. We'll see you in the next one.